Peace up to the tribe, wherever you guys might be in the world. Greetings from Kenya, top of the day. Good afternoon and good evening. Today I want to mentally and spiritually throw some things around. I want us to consider a different look, a different paradigm. Walk with me real quick. Grab a chair, grab a seat, maybe some tea, some coffee, some wine or something. Just relax. It's one of those conversations we're just gonna chop it up and we're just gonna let it flow. But consider, what is true life? What is true living? Why are we here? See, we all was taught that matriculating through this thing called life, we were domesticated to think that when you reach a certain level, you get your certificates, we get our degrees of achievements, and with those degrees, we get certain letters put to our name, and then we get a certain level of purchasing power, and we are deemed to be successful in a social construct, in a paradigm where we're able to spend our purchasing power on seemingly whatever it is that we want. But we get to a place in life, family, where we understand that life is much more than the accumulation of things. So we begin to yearn for more. And that more isn't more material acquisition. That more is a sense of peace, a sense of knowing that you're okay in this thing called life, this universe, that the creator, that the universe got you. There's an unrest, there's a void that's never filled when we out there in that concrete jungle trying to make something of ourselves. Maybe true life and living is getting to those environments that is more conducive for us to tap in with the environment, the soil, our fellow brothers and sisters, that we can lock arms with the elders of the community. Because you know in the Bible it says that honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days belong upon the earth. So maybe that we get to those environments that are more conducive for our growth, more conducive for our life force. Amongst yoga instructors and certain disciplines, they teach that this thing called grounding, that you go to a forest and you begin to forest bathe or sun bathe, and you take your shoes off and you be able to walk on the soil barefooted. They call it grounding, to connect to the source in which you came. So maybe Africa really is first world. And maybe these constructs, these concrete jungles that was created and designed, that they call first world, maybe they are really third world. Because the life expectancy in these regions, the obese rates in these regions are astronomical, out of this world. It said that 65 to 70% of Americans are obese. But here in Africa, you would see that the average man is chiseled up, is strong, because from birth, you got to learn how to use your hands. You got to put things together. So working out isn't something that they go to in a gym somewhere, membership. No, it's everyday living. I get up, crack of dawn. I'm doing things around the village, making sure that the village is intact, making sure that the family is good. So naturally, I'm getting my workout in. And guess what? I'm getting it in the sun. My workout in the sun. I'm already in an electric / alkaline environment. Everything around me, it is pushing me in realms of life and living. People that look like me, foods, soursop, jackfruit, you understand, mangoes, prachichi, avocado, all around me, cassava, cows, goats, horses, lizards, you understand, coconuts everywhere. It's a living environment. It's a living environment. I don't care where you go. I'm not just talking Africa, I'm talking anywhere outside of the confines of concrete, where everything is moving at the speed of light, radio waves, chemtrails, trains, buses, cars, road rage, violence in the streets, people taken advantage of, people getting taken advantage of, people losing jobs, people stepping out into the environment, acting out of their body, putting on a front. This is all third world stuff. Africa here is first world. The power to define, family. This is first world, where you have the ability to slow down. You have the ability to create families. You have the ability to stop from the hustle and the bustle and enjoy your family, to enjoy the environment, to go to the beach, to relax, pole pole. First world. The power to define, to redefine some things. First world now, family, is that which is conducive to life and living. And you cannot tell me Manhattan, Times Square is synonymous to life and living. It's a very toxic, a very stressful environment. You understand? So, it is not first world, if you ask me. And again, with our degrees, we could matriculate through the system, we could make our dollar, but at the end of the day, what gaineth a man? What gaineth a woman if she or he gain the world but lose his or her soul? There's always a trade-off. There's always a trade-off, family. So I just wanted to come to chop it up with the family today, to consider first world versus third world country or ways of existence. We can no longer allow the West to dictate and determine our standards of living. Those days and times are over. We're going to define, because what we're finding out that most of what we learn through the school systems, most of what we learn in the communities coming up are all lies and fabrications. So we have to be able to take the power to define back in our own hands and define for ourselves what true life and living is, what it's all about, and tap into those spiritual systems that is more conducive to our life. No longer will we allow ourselves to be put to sleep under the spell of success and education and put on my three-piece suit and I speak the most perfect English, and no, those days are over. Jah know. So again, family, just wanted to come and to share some words of inspiration, some words of motivation. If you like this content, please give us a like. Share the content. And if you really like the platform and where we're going, feel free to subscribe to the platform. Jah know. And until next time, family, I'm going to tune out right here just to tune back in. Peace out.